if you wanna know that how can you be charismatic, in this video I'm going to be revealing exactly that. So make sure that you stay in this video, watch it like crazy, pay attention to it, and you can also watch it another time as well. It is always be here. And by the way, I am Ritabile. If you are new in this channel, I'm the models coach at DNA, and I'm the founder at De Novo Agency, which is the same company as, which is basically DNA, De Novo Agency. So yeah, in this video I'll be showing you how to be charismatic, right? In 8 simple steps. So without any waste of time, let's dive into it. But firstly, we absolutely want to know that what is charisma, right? Because some of the people might not be very fond with the terminology, right? Charisma or being charismatic. So what is charisma, right? Charisma is a compelling attractiveness or charm that inspires devotion in others, right? That's charisma. So when someone is telling you to be charismatic, they are telling you, to have that compelling attractiveness that inspires devotion in others. It's that simple. And then, why is charisma important, right? Why is charisma significant? So the reason why charisma is significant is because it contributes to success, right? Especially in the modeling field. You see, if you're a model, charisma should be your thing. You should be charismatic, like non-stop. And it actually naturally draws attention, or it naturally draws people next to you. It creates positive influence, right? So that is how useful or significant charisma is. That's why you can benefit from being charismatic, right? So now let's move to the how, because we want to know that how do we actually do this thing. How do we draw people next to us? How do we create positive influence around people? How do we get that compelling attractiveness that inspires devotion in others, right? Now let's get into the steps. But first, before you can get into the steps, we want to know that when can you do this, because it's very significant to know that when should be charismatic, right? So the answer is simple. Now, from now onwards, as soon as you get the information that how do you do it, and then you start implementing it, right? So as for charisma, things can actually get a little bit tricky or unusual, right? But over time, you're gonna get better. You'll be sure that you are implementing all the steps, and by doing that, you will be showing the traits of charisma, right? Now, the first step for that is to be attentive, right? Being attentive, you should be able to listen. It's very significant. Listen more than you talk. Now, I have seen a lot of models or people talking a lot more and listening less. So I'm in business, and I know that some of them, the business startup founders, they suffer to grow their businesses due to the fact that they talk more to their clients and listen less to their clients. So that actually results to less attraction or connection, right? So the more you learn to listen more, the more you become charismatic and interesting, right? Because you're going to be understanding exactly what the other person is saying, right? And then you're gonna just know what to say next, right? Which in most cases you're gonna say the right thing because you listened. Now you know how to respond, right? And then the second step to being charismatic is to believe in your intuitions, right? You should believe in your intuitions. if you got like, those thoughts, or though, that drive inside of you, like, driving you to become a model, and then you should believe that you will become a model, right? And you should start working on it. Like, believe that, okay, I'm going to be the greatest model alive. And then you start putting in the work, of course. There's no other way. And then the third step to becoming charismatic or more charismatic is to encourage self-disclosure. So now that is easy. Like, it is easier said than done, of course, right? A lot more people like to talk about their problems. They like to talk about their stuff. I remember one day when I met a certain lady. I won't say her name, but she was interested in me. And then on our second date, if I'm not mistaken, if it wasn't the third date, or it was the second date, by the way, she told me that I need to. Oh, she told me that it was good. I was good because I'm like disclosing my stuff, right? And then she also advised me to disclose more, right? Which is charisma. So I know for sure that I'm one of the charismatic guys, right? Yeah. So the fourth step to doing this, it is to convey passion, right? You wanna convey passion, you wanna show love, you wanna show interest, like, you wanna show life, right? And then in that way, you will be charismatic. You wanna show joy in everything that you do, right? You don't just go and be like, in everything, right? So that's the fourth step, conveying passion. And then the fifth step is to radiate warmth, right? That is simple. I don't have to explain that. And then the next step, it is to avoid acting self-important. Now, this step takes us to the first step, which is be more attentive, listening more than you talk, right? So you want to go ahead and act less self-important, right? You want to put other people forward in terms of communications, interactions, and such things. But of course, not in terms of their thoughts about your life, maybe their judgments and such things, not about the stuff that is actually dragging you back, right? Or, you know, discouraging you, or, decreasing your level of confidence, right? Yeah, you just do that in the right situations, okay? Yeah. And then shine the spotlight on others. There is the seventh step. You shine the spotlight on others. Now, in the modeling space, it happens a lot that models compete, right? And when the models compete, um, the winner always has to be there, right? And when somebody wins, the other contestants, they start feeling the hate for the winner, right? So the models end up, hating each other, which is not charisma. You don't want to do that. That is not showing charisma. So you want to shine the spotlight on others when, like, even when you lost, right? You lost the first position, maybe you got the second position, or maybe you didn't even get the top 3 position, but you absolutely want to shine the spotlights on the winners, right? Absolutely. Now that is real charisma, okay? Now, the last step is to choose your words and attitude, right? So, obviously, this one is the most important thing. A lot of people fail in life because they just like speak whatever they want to speak, right? Now, you choose your words and then you choose your attitude, right? So, in that way, you will be the most charismatic person ever. So, if you want to know more about modeling, I'll put the video in the screen and then you're gonna go ahead and watch it, right? Related to modeling.